Well, you get to see exactly why the freaking hotel place, the Intercontinental, paid $10 million to Cassie, which is kind of interesting because they probably should have fought that one. I'm gonna be fair, but also you get to see how actually it probably was on the hotel staff that did everything. Then more money plays, more money plays, more money plays. Let's go. My God. Hey, if y'all hear the tone of my voice, I did not expect what just happened. I had to restart this. I'm sorry. U.S. versus Sean Combs, day 15. Garcia with immunity, video fight, then Jane. Courtroom deputy marshals. Can you bring the defendant out? Oh, I think Mr. Donaldson is in there to hold his cell with Mr. Combs. Combs is brought in. Judge Subramanian. Let's start with the compilation video. I got this letter. Judge, is Mr. Garcia competent to testify about this video, given his position in the hotel security? AUSA Steiner. I have not really asked him about that aspect, Judge. We are not using the correct cell phone video, so this could get in under the rules. Combs, Tenny Garagos. The way the video was cut makes it appear that Mr. Combs came right after Ms. Ventura, and she didn't. AUSA Steiner. I like to address the timestamps on security videos. They are routinely inaccurate, Judge. The defense's concern could be allayed by inserting breaks between the clips, AUSA. Since they will be testifying, it's hard for them to be editing the clips at the same time. We don't think it's misleading, Judge. The defense can cross-examine on this, AUSA. Given that the defense played the video of Mia's birthday video for Mr. Combs, we want to introduce recording of his jail calls about organizing social media celebrations of his birthday, which he views as a way to change the narrative, AUSA. There was some broadcast of Mia's name just outside the courthouse in Folly Square yesterday. We'd asked from the back of the courtroom. This is where I was laughing, y'all. Diddy, they coming after you. Those MFers. Judge, court security officers, escort that person out. Judge. Continuing the video timestamps. How long is it? In 40 minutes, it would be a good 403 argument. Comes like Nifalo. This could be an easy fix, but the witness on this will be on the stand in 2 hours. Judge, where does he live? New York? AUSA, Florida. Judge, bring in the jury. All right. Judge, jurors, there are some scheduling modifications, including that on June 11th, we will not start until 1 p.m. Also, June 5th from 11 to 4, and June 20th, the day after Juneteenth, we'll stop at 1 p.m. Call your next witness. AUSA. The government calls Eddy Garcia. Where did you work on the day in question? Garcia. The Intercontinental Hotel. I was told there was an incident involving Sean Combs. AUSA. Do you see him here? Combs still. We stipulate, so still will be doing cross. AUSA. Let me show you your sign-in sheet for that day. Garcia. Yes, I signed that. Week ending March 10th, 2016. AUSA. Could you monitor all the cameras? Garcia. Not all, but more than one at a time. AUSA. Would you be required to check the monitors? Garcia. Yes. AUSA. Did you initially recognize the individual involved in the incident? Garcia. Not at first, but when I looked closer, yes. It was Mr. Sean Combs. AUSA. And did you learn who the second individual was? Garcia. Yes. Miss Cassie Ventura. AUSA. Why was law enforcement not called? Garcia. Miss Ventura did not request it. AUSA. Did you review the incident report? Garcia. Yes. There was an attachment that I didn't open on the computer, a video file. AUSA. Did you receive a call? Garcia. Yes. AUSA. From who? Garcia. Christina Corum with the New York area code. She asked if I had the video. AUSA. What did she ask for? Garcia. The video. She said Mr. Combs had been intoxicated and didn't remember exactly. Combs still. Objection. Judge sustained. AUSA. Sidebar. AUSA. What did you tell Miss Corum? Garcia. And she would have to talk to management. AUSA. Did she reach out again? Garcia. Yes. I got a call from the lobby that she was there looking for me. AUSA. What did she ask for? Garcia. The video. AUSA. How did you respond? Garcia. That she had to talk to management or file a subpoena. AUSA. Did you tell her what you saw in the video? Garcia. Yes, I told her. Off the record, it's bad. AUSA. Did you get another call? Garcia. Yes. From an NY area code. Garcia. It was Miss Corum. She put someone else on the phone. AUSA. Who? Mr. Combs. Garcia. Mr. Combs, he asked, do you know who I am? AUSA. What did you say? Garcia. I said yes. He asked for the video. Said he had been intoxicated. I told him, I can't give the video. AUSA, how did he sound? Garcia, he was talking fast and stuttering. He sounded nervous. AUSA, did you email management? Garcia, yes. AUSA, bring up GX7R149. What is it? Garcia, the email I sent? Still, objection, judge. Overruled. Email as shown as Combs' phone number on it, not redacted. It says, Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, says he's a patron and wants to talk to you. AUSA, did you get more calls from Miss Combs? Garcia, yes, on my personal number. AUSA, how did you react? Garcia, nervous. Garcia, Miss Combs passed the phone to Combs again. AUSA, what did he say? Garcia, that I sounded like a good guy, that he could help, that something like this could ruin him. He wanted the video. He said if it got out, it would ruin his career. Garcia, I said I didn't have access to the server. He told me he believed I could make it happen. He would take care of me. AUSA, what did you think he meant? Garcia, money for the video? AUSA, what did you do? Garcia, reached out to my supervisor about it. AUSA, who was your supervisor? Garcia, Bill Medrano. He told me he would do it for 50. AUSA, what did you think that meant? Garcia, he'd give the video for $50,000. AUSA, what did you do? Garcia, called Christina, who put Mr. Combs on. He called me Eddie, my angel. What? Hold on, y'all. I gotta find this thread. Where did Mr. Combs want to meet? Garcia, West LA. He said, let's get it done. He wanted the video as soon as possible. I told Bill Medrano. He told me to tell the others I was on an errand for him. AUSA, GX8A 104. What hours did you list? Garcia, 10 through 1800. That's 6 o'clock for y'all. AUSA, where was the meeting point? Garcia, a big high-rise building. A big high-rise building. I called the number. Someone came. Said he was Mr. Combs' bodyguard. AUSA, how did he look? Garcia, older African-American, heavy set, 6'3" to 6'5". AUSA, what did he say? Garcia, that he kind of came up with Mr. Combs, that he was a good guy and I was doing a good thing. AUSA, upstairs. Garcia, Mr. Combs was smiling. Called me, Eddie, my angel. My voice was cracking, so I said I was coming down with something. Garcia, Mr. Combs told Christina to go get me some of the tea that he liked. Then he asked me, do you have it? I said, yes, and handed it to him. AUSA, what'd he do? He left, came back. He asked if it was the only copy. AUSA, you said, Garcia, I believe so. Garcia, Mr. Combs said it had to be the only copy, nothing in the cloud. I called Mr. Medrano, and he said it was the only copy. He took it off the server. AUSA, what else did you say? Garcia, that if Cassie filed a complaint, I could get in trouble. Garcia, Mr. Combs said, don't worry. Cassie wanted it gone too. He called her on FaceTime and showed me. She was in a hoodie, but I recognized her. AUSA, what did Miss Ventura say? Garcia, that she had a movie coming out and wanted this not to come out. Garcia, he wanted my ID and that of Mr. I don't know why I keep messing this up. Mr. Medrano and responding officer, Mr. Flores. But he was very straight. He was a very straight guy and probably wouldn't do it. I told Bill Medrano. AUSA, what did Mr. Medrano say? Garcia, we'd get Henry Elias, the other responding officer. Elias, pardon me. Garcia, when Mr. Combs saw the IDs, he looked at Henry and said, yeah, that's him. Then he brought out the NDAs that I wouldn't speak about it. AUSA, GXC106. Do you recognize this? Garcia, it states, I have provided the only copy of the video. AUSA, did you read it? Garcia, no. I was nervous. AUSA, were you given a copy? Garcia, no. AUSA, and the NDA, what were the liquidated damages? Garcia, $1 million. AUSA, how much were you making? Garcia, $10.50 an hour. AUSA, then what? Garcia, Mr. Combs put cash through the money counter. There were stacks of 10,000 at a time. The machine displayed at the end 100,000. AUSA, why the additional 50,000? Garcia, for me and what he thought was Israel Flores. AUSA, how did Mr. Combs give you $100,000? Garcia, and a brown paper bag. AUSA, was the bodyguard there? Garcia, yes. AUSA, and Miss Corum, was she present? Garcia, I would say at some point, yet I stood up. AUSA, signifying. Garcia, that I'd be leaving? Garcia, Mr. Combs escorted me to my car. He asked, how'd I be spending it? He said, not to make any big purchases. Judge, Mr. Steele, if you are objecting, speak to the microphone. That's sustained. Disregard that last part. AUSA, what did you do? Garcia, called Bill Medrano and gave him $50,000. AUSA, how much to Mr. Elias? Garcia, $20,000. AUSA, what did you do with your $30,000? Garcia, bought a used car with cash. AUSA, did you hear from Mr. Combs again? Garcia, yes, he called and told me happy Easter if I ever needed anything. AUSA, and did you reach out to him later? Garcia, a few years later via Instagram asking if there was work in LA. I never heard anything back. AUSA, sidebar. They're back. Judge, anything further, Ms. Steiner? AUSA Steiner, yes. Mr. Flores, did you see this video again? Garcia, yes, on a news outlet. Also, Mr. Flores messaged me a screenshot. AUSA, did you keep the messages? Garcia, no, I wanted nothing to do with it. AUSA, were you contacted by law enforcement? Garcia, yes. AUSA, did you tell the truth? Garcia, no, I wanted nothing to do with it. AUSA, did you get your own lawyer and then tell the truth? Garcia, yes. AUSA, no further questions. Judge, Mr. Steele. Steele, you better put on a clinic, bro, because this right here, this is bad. Steele, sir, you were in the condominium unit with Mr. Combs and others and received double what your boss was requesting, fair? Garcia, yes. Steele, you told your boss because you are honest, right? Garcia, yes. Steele, you asked Mr. Combs for work? Garcia, yes. Steele, let me show you the NDA. This part says exclusions, right? Garcia, under NDA, you can't speak, is my understanding. Still, it says nothing prohibits truthful statement in a legal proceeding. Garcia, I see that. Still, you weren't in law enforcement? Garcia, no. Still, I have nothing further. Okay. Judge, redirect Steiner. NDA paragraph 4. Can you read it? After, however? Garcia, notify company to allow company to prevent disclosure. AUSA, so you wouldn't have to notify them first. Garcia, yes. Still, objection. Judge, overruled. AUSA, nothing further. Judge, break. Judge Subramanian, let's bring our jury back out. All right, AUSA. I'm going to enter a stipulation in the evidence. During the search at Miami Airport, law enforcement seized 2 cell phones from Christina Coral's person. AUSA, publish that for the jury. It says 24 contacts, including Eddie My Angel, and his phone number, and Eddie My Angel friend, Intercontinental. There was also a photo of the IDs on this device. AUSA. We are also entering in the evidence records from Signature Bank. Judge, any objection? Defense, no. AUSA. With that, the government calls Derek Ferguson. How do you know Mr. Combs? Ferguson. Word for him from 1998 to 2017. AUSA. What was your role? Ferguson. CFO. AUSA. How were your bonuses determined? Ferguson. Company results and my performance. AUSA. Were you responsible for managing Mr. Combs' personal finances? Ferguson. Yes, at times during my tenure. AUSA. Who was your supervisor? Ferguson. Sometimes Mr. Combs himself. AUSA. How often did you interact with Mr. Combs? Ferguson. A couple times a week. Later, he became more of a chairman. AUSA. How did you communicate with him? Ferguson. Back then, pagers. AUSA. Who's this? Uncle Paulie Photoshop. Ferguson. Paul. AUSA. And these individuals? Ferguson. Roger Bonds and D-Rock. They were security. AUSA. What, Mr. Combs, the sole owner? Ferguson. Yes, 100% of Bad Boy Productions and Films. AUSA. What was his role? Ferguson. Creative and marketing. AUSA. Did some ventures have partners? Ferguson. Bad Boy Records with Artista. Also Warner, Sean John Clothing had a partner. AUSA. What were the profits? Ferguson. Very profitable. AUSA. How was Mr. Combs paid? Ferguson. Sometimes salary, sometimes distributions from the companies. AUSA. What is a distribution? Ferguson. If solely owned or passed through like S Corp, the owner determines to draw down. AUSA. Did each have a bank account? Ferguson. Yes. AUSA. Could you sign on the accounts? Ferguson. Yes. AUSA. Which banks did Mr. Combs' companies use? Ferguson. Citibank, HSBC, and Signature Bank. AUSA. What is this one? Ferguson. Janice Combs Music Inc. It furnishes name and likeness. AUSA. Mr. Ferguson. Are these your initials in Section 4? Ferguson. Yes. It was 9/29/2009 at USA. Is this also a business checking account? Ferguson. Yes, at USA. And this one? Ferguson. With Diego about Ciroc? At USA. How was this account funded? Ferguson. Inflows? At USA. What about credit cards? Ferguson. Primarily American Express. Expense reimbursements? At USA. Did Mr. Combs have an Amex? Ferguson. Yes. At USA. Did he use it for personal as well as professional? Ferguson. Yes. At USA. And the company's paid? Ferguson. Yes. At USA. How was outgoing cash handled? Ferguson. We had a petty cash account and cash advances, for example, for those traveling who didn't have an American Express card, who didn't have American Express cards at USA. When Mr. Combs was paid in cash, how did it work? Ferguson. We matched it if a contract. At USA. You are aware of Mr. Combs' security staff carrying cash for him. Ferguson. I was not aware of that. At USA. And when you were responsible for his personal finances, what did you do? Ferguson. Budget for the year? At USA. Properties? Ferguson. Inflows and outflows. At USA. What properties did he own? Ferguson. The Hamptons, New York, Miami. They were held in LLCs for anonymity and liability reduction and tax benefits? At USA. Did you oversee other personal accounts of Mr. Combs? Ferguson. Yes. At USA. Were you aware of him supporting other people? Ferguson. Yes, from his personal earnings. At USA. Your Honor, this might be a good place for us to take our break. Judge, how much more of this witness? At USA. 20 minutes, we think. And Jane starting late tomorrow. We expect 2 days for her cross-examination. Judge, only Mr. Ferguson today? At USA. Yes, and if Mr. Agnifilo Cross goes long, we may stay late. Judge, okay, break. They're back before jury in. Combs' least used lawyer, Jason Driscoll. This exhibit is full of hearsay, Judge. I have the gist. I had the gist. Ms. Foster, are you saying none of this for the truth of the matter asserted? At USA. Foster. Yes. This is not excludable hearsay. Judge, the objection is overruled. How are we doing this on the compilation video? Defense. We still object, Judge. But the compilation video is put together? Yes. At USA. We would like some material to be taken down and other relief. Judge. Bring the witness back. Witness enters. Jury enters. At USA. Mr. Ferguson, before the break, we were discussing the bank records. What is 207 Anderson LLC? Ferguson. Mr. Combs' property in Alpine, New Jersey? At USA. What's the mailing address? 1710 B-Way, at USA. What are these internal transfers? Ferguson. $190,000 and $750,090 and $100,000 in December 2011 at USA. Who decided whether to initiate an internal transfer? Ferguson. Usually the comptroller at USA. Do you remember these? Ferguson. No, at USA. And this outward transfer, to whom did it go? Ferguson. Cassie Ventura at USA. How much? Ferguson. $20,000. Ooh. At USA. And this one coming in. Ferguson. Roger Ventura for $20,000. At USA. When did you leave the CFO position? Ferguson. End of 2012. Then Chief Grown Officer, the Revolt Media and TV at USA. After you left, how often did you communicate with Mr. Combs? Ferguson. He texted me in 2024. I don't remember the day. At USA. Let me show you. Ferguson. I see. At USA. Nothing further. Judge. Mr. Agnifilo? Now, I'm going to stop right here real quick because y'all probably like, bro, why did you say ooh to that 20,000? Well, if you remember, right, Cassie had gave her homegirl the 20 grand. The homegirl said that it was from Diddy, actually, but Cassie is the one who paid. So I'm curious if the jurors caught on to that. But we'll see if Agnifilo basically talks about that. They'd be curious to see. Ferguson. Agnifilo. You grew up in the Bronx. Where did you go to school? Ferguson. Stuyvesant. Agnifilo. Where did you go to business school? Ferguson. Harvard. Oh, you went to Harvard. God dang, bruh. MBA 1990. Agnifilo. Then BMG Music Group? Ferguson. Yes. They own over 100 music labels worldwide. They own Artista, 50% of Bad Boy Records, and at a certain period of time. Agnifilo. Could Mr. Combs then do whatever he wanted? Ferguson. No. There were Artista agreements. Ferguson. Coming from the Bronx, I thought he needed more companies that would hire people from the community. I saw that in Sean Combs. I thought it was a chance to have an impact. Agnifilo. What was the onboarding? Ferguson. Interview. Met some at Artista. Ferguson. I met Benny Medina, some others. Agnifilo. So you didn't just meet Mr. Combs to get the job. Ferguson. No. Agnifilo. How did Bad Boy change from 1999 to 2012? Ferguson. It added other businesses, records. We were getting competitive. Agnifilo. Do you remember Notorious LLC? Ferguson. It was a magazine called Notorious. Agnifilo. Bad Boy Records was established in 1993. Ferguson. I think it was in 1996. Agnifilo. Did Bad Boy have connections to Interscope? Ferguson. Yes, in UMG. Rhino. Agnifilo. Who was Andre Harrell? Ferguson. He founded Uptown Records, went to Motown, then back to Bad Boy. Agnifilo. What was the spirits business called? Ferguson. Eventually, it was called Combs Wines and Spirits. I was involved in the start with Diego, or DiGio. That got to be DiGio. Agnifilo. What issues arose with DiGio? AUSA. Objection. Agnifilo. Were there differences about how to market? Ferguson. There are always differences of opinion. We had conversations how to do, we drive it more. Was the brand everywhere like competitors? AUSA. Sidebar. Judge. Okay. They're back. Comes Agnifilo. Were you concerned that DiGio was marketing Ciroc primarily in certain areas to certain people? Ferguson. My opinion? Agnifilo. On your personal knowledge? Ferguson. The distribution was highly concentrated. The question was why? Ferguson. DiGio was marketing it more in the urban areas than more broadly. Agnifilo. Okay, what about Revolt? It was owned by Highbridge Capital Management, which was purchased by J.P. Morgan Chase. Ferguson. I think so. Agnifilo. Highbridge had 2 seats? Ferguson. Yes, 2 of the 5 seats on Revolt. Agnifilo. What were you at Revolt? Ferguson. Chief Operating Officer. Agnifilo. What did that entail? Ferguson. Finance, production. Agnifilo. And Sean Combs wasn't in the management, right? Ferguson. He was not. Agnifilo. Let's look back at DX 1901 about Combs Enterprises. Let's put up the redacted version. Chart of executive shown. Agnifilo. Here you have James Cruz and the HR officer after Vashta Wilson, Andre Harrell, and yourself? Ferguson. This is the team. Agnifilo. What is digital? Ferguson. Agnifilo. Your pause says enough. Business versus business expenses. What's your accounting background? Ferguson. I was a CPA for a time. Agnifilo. You never saw Mr. Combs sitting reviewing his Amex bill? Ferguson. No. Combs Agnifilo. When there was a partnership with another company, they would look at the books as well, right? Ferguson. Yes. Agnifilo. Many high-profile people have personal assistants. Yes. Ferguson. They do. Agnifilo. Security was part of the business? Ferguson. Yes. Combs Agnifilo. Security's job was to be in close proximity with Mr. Combs so that no one would do something dangerous to him, right? Ferguson. Yes. Agnifilo. Let's talk about cash. What was the cash receipt from when it was used? Ferguson. For example, touring. Agnifilo. Sidebar. Judge. Yes. They're back. Combs Agnifilo. Did you see anyone help Sean Combs commit these crimes? Ferguson. No. Agnifilo. Did you see anyone make the company stronger through coercion? Ferguson. Can you explain that one? What did you mean by coercion? Agnifilo. Fair enough. Combs Agnifilo. This is good. Through sexual abuse or trafficking? Ferguson. No. Agnifilo. You were there 19 years. How hard was it? Ferguson. Building from scratch? Long hours. Agnifilo. Did you send Mr. Combs a text in November 2017? Ferguson. I meant to say, do you remember sending Mr. Combs a text in 2017 November? Agnifilo. I'll show you. Agnifilo. Did you tell Mr. Combs you learned so much from him? Ferguson. Yes. He pushed me to enter the team. He had a passion. Agnifilo. You're a religious man? AUSA. Objection. Judge. Sustained. AUSA. You're on the board of his charter school? Ferguson. Yes. Agnifilo. The school tries to work with at-risk children? AUSA. Objection. 403. Judge. Sustained. Let's move on. Agnifilo. Do you think highly of Mr. Combs? Ferguson. I don't know how to respond to that. AUSA. Sidebar. Agnifilo. Nothing further. Redirect. AUSA. Was Revolt Films entirely separate from Revolt TV? Ferguson. Yes. AUSA. Who was the head of Revolt Films? Ferguson. I don't know. AUSA. Do you ever stay in a hotel room with Mr. Combs? Ferguson. No. AUSA. On this ORG chart, who is the chairman? Ferguson. Sean Combs. AUSA. And you see Christina Coram here? Ferguson. Yes. AUSA. Do you see the name Mia? Ferguson. Development and acquisitions. AUSA. Nothing further. Judge. Recross. Agnifilo. You didn't go to his home or hotel because that's his personal life, right? AUSA. Objection. Judge. Sustained. Agnifilo. Nothing further. Judge. Jurors, you may go. All rise. AUSA. With Jane tomorrow, we want to avoid the type of accident that happened with Mia. So we want the public screens turned off. We want to avoid a situation where accidentally a non-redacted version goes up. The judge. Okay. For Jane's testimony. AUSA. The new compilation, I understand there is still a defense objection. Judge. I don't need further argument on that. AUSA. I do intend to show Jane some explicit videos. I propose we turn off the attorney screens so the gallery can't see. Combs Agnifilo. Mr. Combs is prevented from possessing any other text messages of Jane. Here are the acts. We need to meet with our client in a place with a desk with no separation to go through the text messages. Judge. Could you do it if you leave now? Agnifilo. What is we use the courtroom tonight? What if we use the courtroom tonight? Judge. There would be marshals here. Agnifilo. Fine with us. He needs to see the text. He can only see them when he's with us. We need more time without a screen between us. It's a Sixth Amendment issue. AUSA. The text messages were produced in Rule 16 discovery. They've had them for months. We expect the director Jane to run to Monday, so they'll have the weekend. Judge. The text is sensitive. AUSA. There's nudity. A paralegal could sit with Mr. Combs. Agnifilo. We just need a solution. Judge. Why does the screen prevent you? Paint a picture for me. Agnifilo. The screen is thick mesh. You want to see with your client and use a highlighter. AUSA. There's a time in the courthouse, 7 a.m. to 8:30 and after. Judge. For the SCIF, we need a special office, I'm told. Comes Agnifilo. The courtroom would be better. We don't mind the marshals, Judge. There are marshal service issues, Judge. Defense. We still oppose the compilation video, Judge. It would be better if we had the original. And why don't we? Defense. It would have been deleted after 10 days anyways, Judge. Goes aside with U.S. Marshal, then Judge. For today, you can use the courtroom until 6 p.m. I'll try to figure it out. For the rest of the week. Comes Agnifilo. I would like more time, Judge. Everyone else, get out of the courtroom, as will the court. Out. So, I hate to do this to y'all, and I really don't want to do this to y'all, but I have to, right? Let me ask y'all this simple question. You watching, yes you, and if you got a significant other, the significant other as well. I want y'all to think about this one. Sean Puffy Combs is not on trial for beating the hell out of Cassie. That's domestic stuff. What I would like to point to y'all is this simple thing right here. The whole entire cash crap and everything like that, as far as it goes for Cassie, and why I say they should have fought it, meaning the hotel staff, was because Cassie essentially said, well, then the condo as a whole, Cassie basically said she wanted it to go away too. So there's that. I think they should probably not have settled and really went into depths about this. Now, here's where it gets a little funny. Yeah, Sean Combs did kind of allude a little bit to say, man, bro, I'd be willing to do anything to get that tape gone. Y'all came up with the idea of 50,000. That's where I think the freaking defense kind of lost me today. Well, I'm like, bro, I hope they kill it. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, hold on. How did you know that he was willing to give money? He just said he'd be willing to do anything. That could be, hey, if you got homeboy or something like that. Now, it could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be something. But money specifically was never discussed until they said it. When they said shit, dude said, I'd do it for 50 grand. First off, you never start with 50 grand from somebody with Puffy. Hell no. Let me find out a multi-millionaire got something like that on him and I'm in possession of it and I'm going to be sure to be able to, quote unquote, get rid of it all. Bro, we starting the asking price at $1 million. If I see that you got 100 million, 1 million of yours, and then how dumb could y'all be? Y'all were willing to put y'all lives at risk and at stake. Y'all were willing to do that. I hate to say this, y'all. I really do. There should have only been one effing tape of that. One. Because once you decide to engage in that type of stuff, and covering up crimes, you got to make sure can't nothing ever leak out. And if it leaks out, it's because of Sean Combs, not because of y'all. So that obviously wasn't the only copy. What a moron. What a bunch of idiots, bro. There's this saying, and this going to sound really, really lettuce, bacon, tomato community. But it goes like this. Once you have them by the balls, you never let them go until they do everything they want you to do. Me, I get accused sometimes of being paid off by certain individuals and stuff. Y'all don't know me. Let me help y'all out. It's going to take a lot of fucking money for me to push whatever they want me to push. I'm just going to be fair. I ain't saying I can't be bought off. I'm 100% saying I can. But my asking price, bruh, if I know you got money, for real, we starting out at no less than $500,000. So trust me, y'all gonna know Ceddy Nash is paid off when I'm walking around here with ridiculous stuff on, like satin tank tops and everything, and you see them little gold things in my dreads and everything. You know what I mean? I might even dye them. I might dye my dreads like literally gold. Real life. Like it's gonna look like I'm golden tipped. Like it's gonna be very telling. I might even walk around with a grill. But neither here nor there. So Nash, what do you think about today? Honestly, I don't think the prosecution killed it today. I don't. I think if anything, the prosecution basically said, yeah, Diddy was willing to do anything to get that tape gone. Who wouldn't? just being honest. Just being freaking honest, bro. Imagine if you said you was on like some type of diet or you were going to stop doing stuff to somebody that meant something to you. And then next thing you know, somebody decided they was going to record it to you and they was going to give it to that person. You ain't going to at least say, come on, bro. Look, I do whatever you want, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look, here's the keys to my car, man. Here's my favorite jersey. You know what I mean? Here's my season tickets or whatever. Y'all think that people ain't going to try to do anything like that? He said it would ruin his image. But he also got Cassie on the phone to say it would ruin her image. So they both were in on it. Hence why she's going to remain the unindicted co-conspirator. As far as the defense, you know what I mean? Like, there was really nothing that was said. I'm like, damn. Now, Agnifilo tomorrow, I ain't gonna hold you. I like Buddy. He coming off kind of cool. But right now, bro, the way in which they put it out there like he had business stuff, he had personal stuff, his finances and business, he had his personal business. And I'm gonna be fair, that right there kind of helps out Diddy a little bit. What they're trying to do, the feds are trying to say is he had the money and he kept money so that way he could hide stuff. True indeed. But if you're rich, you wouldn't do the same thing. If you had a lot of money, you wouldn't keep some quote unquote petty cash. What we call petty cash, bro, is completely different. Like I probably got like maybe like $30, $40, probably like some fives and some tens. That's hidden for a rainy day for stuff get hard around here. But as far as it go for Diddy, we're talking probably like 50,000 to 100,000. Y'all got to know, sometimes there are spaces and places you can't get into without breaking people off. And that's just what it's going to look like. So I thought it was a cool recross, but what the state tried to do, what the defense tried to do, So I don't really see this as a win or a loss for anybody. But they did extort Diddy for $50,000. Crazy, ain't it? But hey, sure to keep your people aware, subscribe, turn that bell, stay notified. And if you want to keep up with the trial, click right here. I'll catch you on the next one. Can we get this to 7K likes, y'all? I don't know. Maybe we can, maybe we can't.